The Great Divide! Minfilia's thoughts keep returning to the fate of the students of Baldician. Oh. Our friends, the very isle itself, everyone and everything. No, no, it avails us not to speculate. Urianger will send word if there are any developments. Until such a time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak on a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns etheric fluctuations, which we had previously attributed to good King Mogomog the 12th. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Yet all is not well in the Twelveswood. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude that may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, their mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you... I don't remember Flamin's voice. Asilla, I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. What manner of problem? A band of refugees, hailing from Ul'dah this time, are come to Revenant's Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present, they are in the 7th Haven. What... Is it just Heaven? Yeah, 7th Heaven. Awaiting a formal response. I see. Mayhap this was to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Asilla, I know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Considering what will happen if you do this, word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Kat, I should be grateful of your presence for this meeting. Alright. Let's go meet who wants to talk. Refugee. Okay. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the 7th Dawn. 12 be praised, it is you. We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray, calm yourself. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know naught of your situation. Beg your pardon, antecedent. I ain't so good with words. We've been living off the scraps of Ul'dah for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the one we got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man. Not as wouldn't sully his soul sooner than his palms, any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us up. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I see what's coming. I knew we had to run. The only question was where. And then it came to me, Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took them foreigners in, didn't you? So you'd surely do the same for us. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true that we accepted the Doman's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all who have been affected by the calamity. And so it is with great regret that I must deny your request. But we've nowhere else to go. You're turning our back on us? If I might have a word. Tataru, is aught amiss? Ill tidings from Ul'dah, my lady. Alphinaud has been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at anyone. Any and anyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. 7 hells. Now the Blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please. If you won't help us build a new life, at least help keep the ones we've got. My lady? We are not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphinaud, and quickly. If he is in danger or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Ida and Papalimo will see to it. Alphinaud is being treated at the Hourglass. Hurry, Cat! Let's go save a baby boy! Alright, Alphinaud. You look fine to me, bro. Like, sir? You look fine. What?
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over.
Yeah, he's fucking fine.
Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist.
I'm sorry, where can I get that top, ma'am?
Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Ul'dans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers, while more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest. Nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
I'm very glad that that was all voice acted. All right. Oh, bye, bear. All right. Desperate times. Alphinaud wishes to investigate the circumstances surrounding the riot. As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would even eventually occur given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I would hear what General Raubon has to say on the matter. Alright, well, based on our cutscene with Evil Potato, I'm gonna guess that there was some people planted to make it physical. Hi, Raubon. What's up, bro? Oh. No, it's not a good time, Kat. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphinaud, back on your feet already. You may credit my swift recovery to your... We've been through this, and I don't even remember how to pronounce it. Chirurgians. Fuck. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation. Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout Thanalan. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. I can well imagine. Given that the majority of the refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher's knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny the tensions between the Uldan citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Domans were turned away. But would that not motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single gil to spend, who could not survive without the aid provided by the immortal flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that this powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, an investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. Oh my god, Raubon. Please. Alphinaud actually has a point. The General is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim, without the necessary proof, that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monetarists would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After that, he and the Sultana, who have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities, Kat. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation, independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at the request for such information, but I've no doubt you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I have a silver tongue? I, meanwhile, will seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? Let's go. You look as though you have something to say, Kat, do you? I don't remember his voice. What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall in the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual may be better suited to the task than a regiment. Very well. The Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be related to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the Blades posted there. Okay. And what brings you here, adventurer? A search for refugees? Well, then, you've come to the right place. Ah, you mean those refugees? Oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people of Lost Hope have come here to accept their situation, and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like that merchant who passed through recently. Gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. Okay. A friend of the Sultan, are we? I take it this means someone has read my report. The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, but I am increasingly concerned that Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest of what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind. Speak with Zazawaka, and he will explain everything. Who the fuck is Zazawaka?
Don't hurt me. I'm not one of them. I beg your pardon? You're not a flame? I see. If Loferix bids you to speak with me, then I take it you've agreed to help. 12 be praised for that, because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under the fanatic's spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed. Ha! A childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few heeded my words. Now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent and you'll understand why. Even now, he babbles incoherently, so traumatized is he by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet I've no doubt that merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg of you, find them before he does.
Okay. What the fuck happened? Terrified refugee, are you okay? Oh, what are you doing? Don't draw! Don't draw! What? Why didn't you run away with me? We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me. Be here to soothe me. Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? Poor buddy. Let's soothe him. Oh, man. Who are you? What do you want? It's true. I followed the merchant, and may the gods strike me down for my folly. What they will not give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fates. I thought about running then and there, but the others were so excited. He split us into 2 groups, sent us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leaders tried to parley with theirs, but then they started arguing and then fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter, and oh gods, the other group. They're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. Alright. Let's help! Jesus. Shock and awe, the terrified refugee would have you find his brethren and convince them to lay down their arms. The other refugees are hiding in the caves south of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of the Sultanate and try to kill us than listen to reason. Why, the twins might even deign to do the deed themselves. A pox on all bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Oh, if only we had never listened to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated. Though, if they were forced to confront reality, that's it. Challenge the twins to combat and show my brethren that their strongest warriors were no match for one man. Mayhap then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. Oh, so I get to kick some ass? Let's go. 7 hells, they found us. Everyone grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. So that's your game, is it? Ha! Well, sorry to disappoint, lad, but we're more willing to kill you ourselves. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna kill them. I think I'm more trying to just kick their asses so they know they can't fight. Though they do look like they die. Shh, ignore that part. Is there? Oh, there's a buddy sitting there. I was gonna say, only 2? Well, then this is awkward. Alright. So that's 5. There's 2 more. Where are they? Oh, they're way back there. Shield wrapping swordsman. Lurking for a while, I was trying to get through cleaning my room. Hey, totally legit. I hope the progress went well. I hope it went super well. I know it can be exhausting. Alright. Ow. My health is actually getting pretty low. Oops. Oh, okay. I did it! It doesn't say he has a quest for me, but like sometimes that breaks. You beat him like it was nothing. Thal almighty, what are we gonna do now? Well, there you go. I crushed their spirit. It's what we wanted, right? You've returned. Did you find my brethren? What of the twins? What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Better that a handful of them take a beating from you than the lot get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was over? Huh? But where else could he be? Unless he went to Stone's Throw to recruit others? Bet that was where he went. Dun, 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 dun. Reap the whirlwind. The terrified refugee would have you find the shady figure who was trying to stir dissent among his brethren. The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone's Throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him. Convince him to cease this mad quest. It will surely lead us to ruin. Okay, I think I'm finally done with that dude's voice. Uh-oh, she doesn't look happy. Oh no, what happened?
Have you seen my parents? They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with a man from Ul'dah. The man said they were gonna change everything. Make it so we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry and I got scared. Say, mister, are you looking for someone?
A merchant.
You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... Wait, look over there. I think that's him.
Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? Yeah, run, bitch.
He's getting away. Go get him, mister.
I'll get his ass. Let's go. Hey, buddy. How you doing? How you doing, bro? You again? Why are you pursuing me? Sedition, treason, revolution? That's preposterous. Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Ul'dah? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. Bitch. For the sake of argument, let's say I did do the things you claim. Surely you don't think I gave a Kikern's arse about the politics. It was business, only business. Bitch? We both know I am not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. Oh! Fucking rip. F's in chat.
What's all the commotion? 7 hells.
Oh, it looks like I did it. I'm an archer.
Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close.
Oh, good. They don't think it's me. It wasn't me, I swear. Oh my god. Fucking got murdered. Karma's a bitch. Such a threatening mount. Full on mustache twirl moment. I hate that he actually had him say that. You're welcome.
Hold on, adventurer. I would know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death.
Well, this might put me on the spot.
This man was responsible for the recent riots. Perhaps we owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it was obvious you are not the one whom we seek. You may carry out with your investigation, Scion.
Oh, good. I'm trustworthy. Let's go. What news, Kat? Where's the merchant? Murdered? Damn it all to the 7th hell. He was not simply murdered, Kat. He was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. Well, that's the hope. Okay. Revolution. Swift has a message for you from the General Reborn. The Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries, as well as the results of your own investigation. Master Alphinaud has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak to Bartholomew. We've been expecting you, sir. Please proceed inside. Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Probably not better than what I have, so we'll just go. Oh.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room.
Okay.
The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji?
Alphinaud has a lot of feelings about that.
But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause.
Yeah.
And has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Capitalism! Why else? Oops.
Know you of the Carteneau Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Carteneau Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Carteneau Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Allagan ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the KatFTWynn Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Allagan ruin.
So that way it's not taxable? Bet.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the KatFTWynn Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Pardon?
An Allagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Allagan inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nailvan Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the KatFTWynn Flats, given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation. Destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
The actual Nail Von Darnus, by the way. Or the OG.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye. We were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Are you not going to run out there and see who the fuck that was? Excuse... I have questions. What? Okay, well, I guess... The secret's out, and we're just gonna let it be out. Stories we tell. Recent revelations weigh heavily on Alphinaud's mind. Okay. I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intend to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? They intended. That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. Fortunately, you are already well positioned to do so, Private Winwisive. Pray keep us informed of any developments in KatFTWynn. Begone, whelp! This is no place for children! I don't know who is... What? I'm sorry. I was looking for you, mister. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. Oh, this is the girl from outside. Oh shit. I don't remember her voice. YOLO. You know this girl. So he visited Stone's Throw as well. I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You'll help me look, mister? Of course. But first, I must finish speaking with my friend. He's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me by the pillar over there? We require but a moment. Okay, mister. I'll be waiting. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Momodi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans, an aether-starved primal. Even dealing with an Ascian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Kat, this is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to the Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in the Twelveswood has taken a turn for the worst. I will explain in detail once you arrive. The Twelveswood? Then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed? I have received no reports of Ixal activity, which leaves the sylphs. Go, Kat. You know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that while I'm grateful for her concern, she didn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. Okay. Alright, let's go fight another primal. Let's fist fight a bitch. Let's do it. Hi, Minfilia. It is a relief to see you healthy and hale, Kat. The latest news from Ul'dah was most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury Alphinaud suffered was his ego. Doubtless it will heal ere long. The other scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you are ready to begin, I will summon them now. Okay. My body's ready, Minfilia. You can be sure of that. Lord of Levin. Minfilia wishes to discuss the latest threat to arise in the Black Shroud. Alright, let's go. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. I can read. To business, then. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the primal, Ramuh. I'm sorry. We may have? Then it is not certain. The Elder Seedseer informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord Levin's return to the forest. The Sylphlands, however, display no signs of undue commotion.
Forgive me, Antecedent, but the fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramuh is reputed to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if he were foolish enough to directly endanger the sylphs or their territory.
The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping in close watch on the touched ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, 'twould surely not have escaped your notice.
Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon.
Okay, I beg your pardon? You foresaw this eventuality and did naught to prevent it?
I told Papalimo I suppose I could have reported things to Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory? They already summoned Ramuh once right after the calamity, but that was because the Garleans came trampling through the forest. And so long as Castrum Orien stands, the sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud, that alas we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ulda drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. 'Tis like that the sylphs perceived this panic migration as yet another invasion and quickened their efforts to summon their god.
I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men that have paved the way for a primal's coming.
Indeed. One cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Kat, though through your dealings with the sylphs of Little Solace, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramuh can be convinced of our intentions, it might be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning.
A fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the beastmen since time immemorial.
But maybe this time we can...
Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramuh's presence. The Elder Seedseer has requested your personal involvement, Kat. Pray report to Commander Haloy at the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow scions will of course lend you whatever support you require. Let's go! It was saying, oh, you have trusts. Here you go. Corporeal Wimwisive. Ha-ha! They do call me it. Okay. Your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seedseer, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial, skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nafka's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the lotus stand. Thank you. The other scions have already arrived, sir. May I show you in? Let's go. Hey, guys. Am I late to a party? Is it BYOB? Not that I'd bring any. I'm the one that'd bring Kool-Aid because I don't understand what BYOB means.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramuh is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other primals you have encountered, Lord Ramuh is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the sylphs found a way to share the Twelveswood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided.
Oh, shit. There's the rest of the text.
Blessed as you are with the power of the echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations.
Can we just talk about a sylph's chicken legs? It looks like a hen butt, and I love it.
The Twelveswood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramuh himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples.
Oh,
You have my thanks.
oh, look at that little happy dance.
Pray make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Having the best care, ma'am. Corporeal Winwissive, I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the primal Ramuh himself. What does that mean? An inevitable task, but one for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I have been told that your fellow scions are conducting investigation of the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location where the Lord of Levin might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. Okay. Da, 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 da. The Serpent Lieutenant looks about, seemingly waiting for a visitor. Oh. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer.
This one returns and...
I don't know what Moxia's voice was.
and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching.
and have wisely identified that precise location where the touched one summoned Lord Ramuh. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good man to his fellow scions?
It would be this one's pleasure, Walking One. Please come with this one.
Da 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 da. All right, let's go.
Wise ones have ventured deep within the Sylphlands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for the touched ones.
It's fine, I have flying. Don't worry about it.
This one is most sorry, but this one can go no further. Draw too close to Lord Ramuh, and this one may turn mean and nasty like touched ones. And so this one must say farewell for now. Walking One will find wise ones not far from here, to the south. Go in safety, Walking One.
All right. I will go in safety.
So it's actually you. I am relieved. For a moment, I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Ishola's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up.
That's quite enough, Papalimo.
Ahem, my apologies. It's not like me to ramble so. At any rate, as I was saying, I have finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and am pleased to say I have reached an indisputable conclusion. To wit, that Ramuh was called forth in the vicinity of the sylphs' aetheryte. Come, Kat. The Lord of Leven waits.
All right, chat. Whoever wants to join, log in now or get ready now. The last time I did it legit as a healer and had to heal River repeatedly because something was on River that was killing them. Oh. I don't know why, but that sounded very Zelda.
Thine order betrays thee, servant of hiding.
Oh. Beard.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramuh, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult.
You're reading?
Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest not for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born? It would explain much, not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking?
thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges, that they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye, but there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal, shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment. Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Eorzea, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramuh, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Oh, striking tree hard. Now accessible. Let's go. Well, I might get yeeted out of this. Uh-oh. Alright, let's go! Oh, the remix of this song is the best, by the way. It's like electro swing. It's so good. Hey, let's go. I don't remember how to do this at all. Oh god, I'm way too close. Don't be caught in that. So there's electric balls just chilling there, but I'm not sure what they do. YOLO. Chaotic strike. Alright. Me. What does that mean? I have terror. Oh. Okay, so they want to electrocute. Thank you. Okay, so if someone gets terrored like that, you want to electrocute them. Noted. Jolt them back to life. Wake me up. Wake me up inside. Does anyone have it? Okay. Okay. It looked like everyone was moving, so. Oh, Anna's gonna be frozen. So if I get it again, I'll go to Anna. Ow. I don't have it. Oh, we want to kill the arbiters, right? I don't have the thing to help Anna. Somebody get Anna! Anna's just, you know, enjoying the view. Well, Anna's fine now. Luckily, like, Anna didn't get hurt at all during any of that. Oh, well, I have it now. This helps no one. I don't know what that bar does, but it is hurting them really bad. That's what happened to River, and I had to, like, heal River to keep them alive. Do you... I don't know if you need to be farther away or closer. I don't know. Oh, well. I don't know what you do there. That was happening to River as well. Oh, they have it too! Well. Oh, God. Does anyone know in chat? I'm curious as to what you're supposed to do there. Oh, God. Oh, Anna's stuck in place. Ah, shit. Did I have a thing and run away from Anna? Because I'm so sorry if I did. Oh, I don't have one right now. Well, that's inconvenient. Anna's okay now. All right, we did it. Bye, Ramuh. The original's very good too, yeah. But the Electro Swing is my favorite. It is absolutely my favorite. Da-da. Oh, they all left. Oh, I gotta come! Let's go. Oh, I don't know why I gotta come.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light. And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Bye, Ramuh. The coolest primal.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one.
Or at least right now.
In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Ascians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Alright. Corporal Winwissive. Or no, oh, they had my voice. Corporal Winwissive, you have returned. Dare I ask how Ramuh received your visit? He challenged you to a test of arms. It is well, then, that you have some experience in such matters. The peoples of both Gridani and Little Solus will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the forest champion of peace. You have performed a monumental duty of this day, Corporal Winwissive. The Elder Seedseer must be informed of your deeds at once. Okay. Get down. What's up? What little gods are made of? The Serpent Lieutenant is ready to send you on your way. The Elder Seedseer will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for a Lotus Stand. The Conjurer at Nafika's altar will be expecting you. Fare you well, Corporal Womissive. I'm so fancy because I'm a corporal. Alright, Silent Conjurer, let's go. Welcome back, Honored Scion. We who knew of your mission have been most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seedseer awaits you within. Alright. Da, 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 da. Hello, guys. How's it going? I did not mean Ishtola. Sorry.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell? Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Carteneau, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union.
Oh god.
Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest.
Why is New Jersey calling me? I don't know.
As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose.
Oh, bear.
Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
You're doing just fine, Connie. Oh shit.
Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Now I can be back.
Thus ends another daunting mission, eh, Kat? I'd hoped Lord Ramuh could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless, I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the primal's sudden challenge. And it seems that Urianger too was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Kat? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day?
Shall we ponder the lessons of the day? Who the fuck? What are you, a teacher? Welcome back, Kat. Word of your momentous encounter with the Lord Ramuh precedes you. I would fain share news of mine own, but Urianger's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Levin, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together. Oh, okay.
If everyone is ready,
Let us begin.
Let's go.
Eorzea, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Eorzea and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior. Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as
And that's
the
how babies
heavens
are
did
made.
decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits, should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth a distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. This isn't voice act? Okay. I don't remember their voices. Igarim, Lord of Levin, has returned to the Aether, as was Leviathan before him. Nabrialis. Ramuh's acquiescence was most intriguing. Emerolith, Inferno, Vortex, Craig, Wool, and Levin all have now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. Ultima. The limitless potential of man. Heidelin's servant grows mightier by the day. Elidibus. Yet he prospers at great cost to his mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wane. Wane? Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. Question marks, I guess. And that is the task to which we bend our every effort. I'm sorry, chat. I had to. But also, what? Why is a bitch here, chat? Oh, look, another bitch. Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We only need lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. I don't remember if that was La Habrea's voice, but it's what you're getting. Alright. Guardian of Eorzea. Minfilia has some correspondence she wishes to share with you. Oh my god, another cutscene. Now, the matter of Ramuh has, for the present, been put to rest. There's something I would wish to show you. It is a letter of thanks, signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions in particular the names of all the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mogomog the 12th, Leviathan, and now Ramuh. Needless to say, there's only one among our number that have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. I, too, must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Kat, and Eorzea is that much the safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such a time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own, and that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals, too, will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace. We owed in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the sylphs of Little Solace, who wish naught of conflict. Of Alice, who strives to unearth the terrible secrets of the calamity. And then there is Cid, and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Allag, that we might be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, and by which I mean our fellow scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. I don't know who this is. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. Oh, it's Alphinaud. Alphinaud, I take it the troubles in Ulda no longer require your attention. There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message for you from El. You recall the refugee girl, the one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass her thanks on to you. Why, Alphinaud, am I to understand that you have made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Oh. Book report. Kat, you have been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozan was his name. I believe he has some small matter which he wishes to discuss or share with you. Why not oblige him for a visit? I don't remember his voice either. YOLO. Alright. Yeah, Ursulk, I get that. It's a tragedy, that's all it was. Nope, wrong one. I don't remember their voices.
Look, it's Master Kat. He's back from his adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals and that they're some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too. So we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Mr. Kat? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals.
What's all this commotion then? I don't know who this is. Oh.
Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coltonet.
Is that how you say their name?
Did you know that Mr. Kat is back?
So it would seem. Welcome home, Kat. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coltonet. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat.
I told you, Mr. Boulder, we are not younglings anymore, we are adventurers. And we were just asking Mr. Kat if he could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside him, don't you?
Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Kat? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. Hoary, if I didn't already know better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Ha! Well, mayhaps I am. But what matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What say you, Kat? Would you consent to spar with me?
Hurrah! We're to have a tournament. Come on, everyone. We must prepare our gear for an outing.
Do try not to disappoint them, Have faith, Coltonet. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. Okay. Guess we fighting a random dude. Oh, it's a solo duty. Hi, Hoary Boulder. 'Twas good of you to agree to this, Kat. I trust you are ready to begin? Sure. I might be a little overleveled. Very well. Let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Ahem. Hoary, are you certain you wish to fight him alone? That is Kat you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray, allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Kat to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. hello. You haven't begun yet, have you? Whom are you? Oh, Ida.
You haven't begun yet, have you?
Ida? What? Who are all these people? The pressure.
When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on.
Yes, and there are still more to come. When I mentioned Kat's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems to but a sickly shade in comparison. You'd best claim victory, bringer of light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake.
Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Master Boulder.
We shall soon see. Be on your guard. Fucking Ida throwing on the pressure. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not what I meant to do. That's what I meant. Oops. Oh. Such power, the tails barely do you justice.
Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he?
Can I, please? My straight shot's gonna go away. It's not over yet. It can't be. I, the children, have the right of it. 'Tis time I joined the fray. On your feet, Hori. Oh my god, I have 3 seconds left. Ah! I like the music. Thunder! I just had flashbacks of Kingdom Hearts. Well. Okay. I had lightning on me, so I assumed it myself. 'Tis your example I follow. Surrender not to the impeccable foe. That was a little quick. You have bested me. I yield.
That was incredible! He beat them both at the same time.
We knew you couldn't lose, Kat. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Guardian. Now I see why they send you to deal with the primals. I have much work to do if I ever attempt to the same. Da da da. Impressive as always, Kat. 'Tis ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when we first met? 'Twas at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartoneau. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why Grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius, and the order he proposed to enforce. The legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue Grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. "'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor a single nation. It was the people, these wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish, a wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the Scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat, and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians, is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. We did it! Thanks, Alphinaud. I appreciate that. Hi, Alphinaud. Thank you for coming, Kat. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Recruiting the Realm. Alphinaud wishes to request your assistance for this new endeavor. Okay. Who we recruiting? Pray forgive that if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the desperate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Yet while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer we discuss, the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus have I been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It will be on a much smaller scale than what we had hoped to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation according to the Scions. 'Tis my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Delibird. Also being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true, border-spanning Grand Company, 'tis yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey, and attend to the business of recruiting your inaugural members while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring, indeed, to know that the Bringer of Light and his discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa. Let us rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. Bulwark. Alright, let's go. Okay. Let's make a new Grand Company, shall we? Right. Hi, Alphinaud. What's going on? Ah, there you are. I am ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with Admiral KatFTWynn. While the Admiral and I are finalizing promissory boundaries and signing parchments, I would have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for the potential members, 'tis of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it, and we needn't range into the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Once you are satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter that we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. Okay. Let's go find some peeps! Who in the bloody hells do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodding knight in shining plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous fop, try knocking on that dandy Carvelane's door. I don't know who Carvelane is, but okay. A precursor to a United Eorzean Grand Company. While I do admire the scope of your ambition, my responsibilities here at Naldic and Vimelis keep me close to the forge. I have not the time to be traipsing hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills as an armorer, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. Okay. Well, if it ain't Cat, I'd not forget an adventurer brave enough, or daft enough, to seek the shortcut into Titan's bedchamber. You remember old Real, don't you? No. Formerly of the Grand Company of Heroes. 3 whistles at Bronze Lake. Aye, it ain't often I drag me arse out to Limsa for a drink, but I'm right glad I did. How fare you these days? I don't think this was his voice for them, but I don't remember what it was. You looking to put together a new crew? Top tier work? Ha! Sounds like a right lark, it does. Alrighty, lad, count me in. The heroes might have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into me grave just yet. Cool. We got one! An organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity. I must say your proposal intrigues me. But the Krakens well know that there is a time to act and a time to watch. And I am afraid this trial company of yours falls into the latter category. I actually know you, buddy. Rainer. I don't remember your voice. Master Alphinaud's new organization? Yes, I had heard the information of his trial company was in the offing. 'Tis with regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa must needs receive my full attention. So we have one person. Hi, Alphinaud. Kat, your recruiting went well, I trust. I'm curious as to how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folk of Limsa. Ah, a member of the legendary company of heroes indicated his interest. Astonishing. I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. For few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I, too, was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope that my visit with the Elder Seedseer proceeds as smoothly. Pray continue on to Gridania at your own pace. I shall await your arrival at Nafika's altar. I guess I'll do a ticket. My audience with the Elder Seedseer is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once more seek the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. So, like, he seemed excited that I got one person. So, I mean, good on Alphinaud for just being grateful one person would join. Oh gods, can it truly be you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Eh? Could it be that you don't remember me? I don't, sorry. It is I, Laurentis, the man whose crimes you exposed. I was a whaler. Ah, you're that bitch. I was a whaler and a regular patron at Bescaron's. I remember. Well, of course you do. I was beginning to wonder if jail had changed me more than I realized. Not that I have any particular wish to be recognized after my shameful conduct. The less said about my past, the better, I suppose. But what of you, adventurer? What business brings you to this part of Gridania? Why are we inviting him? Recruiting, eh? And what is your policy on reformed convicts? I mean, he did his time, I guess, but like, I don't know, he fucking betrayed the whalers. I don't know how much I trust him. As matters stand, the wood whalers will have naught more to do with me. This may be just the second chance I was looking for. Revenant's toll, you say? I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this, I promise you. I'm a changed man. Pfft. Remember when I said 14 lakes? Redemption arcs? Oh boy, do they! Okay, anyway, let's go find other people. 'Tis not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited. And this company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise, but its duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such a time as your organization is more organized. That's fair. Ursendel, I know you. You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions. I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young master, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain to me, and bear responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land. Yeah, that's fair. I like him, though. He's got a good heart, even if he didn't do great things. And he turned himself in. Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest ere your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry. We were just... Oh, Kat, isn't it? It's been some time since our paths have crossed outside of Copperbell Mines. Oh, okay. Thank you for the reminder. Why, you were barely more than a novice adventurer then. But look how far you've come. Mother Mione tells me 'twas you who felled the fearsome black wolf. And now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of a new order. Well, your cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Isildar safely home. Yay, we got 2 people! What news, Kat? For my part, the Elder Seedseer was most amenable to our requirements. A former wood whaler and a seasoned adventurer, our company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Shall we strike into Ulda whilst the iron is hot? Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. Alright. Let's go to Ulda. Ulda, the gilded city, where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous 2. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana would take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Kat. I'm out for that booty, chat. That good, sweet adventurer booty. A company that looks to cure all ills of the realm entire. Listen, friend, I can scarce spare the complaints of the next stall over, let alone conundrums of the neighboring nation. Okay, fair. Adventurer booty, let's go. Aye, you'd be surprised what rumors drift down to Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours, and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers on the street say your organization is funded by corrupt coin, by syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. I believe Alphinaud's a good cause. What's the syndicate? I'm sorry, you wish to recruit me? Is this some new-fashioned manner of propositioning a lady? Well, I'm afraid you're wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, sir. Okay. It's not what I intended. Orson. Oh, what a happy coincidence. Do you remember me, perchance? I am Orson of the Church of St. Adama Landama. Thank you again for your timely rescue. And I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on dry bones less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion? Thancred, was it? Ah, 'tis new companions you seek, then. Your proposed organization sounds a powerful force for good, but my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. We've got none out of 5 so far. Wait, you're the man who came to Little Amigo looking for that masked devil. Who knows what might have happened if you hadn't? I'd probably be dead. This is the kid who was reckless, wasn't it? I don't remember his voice, though. And a whole lot more of my friends besides. We were such fools. Any road, that disaster really got me thinking. About our homeland and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I'd been manipulated, and vowed to make myself a more worldly man. So here I am. A new company of champions, and you say it will take me to all corners of the realm? That sounds exactly like the opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling? What's that mean? You met in Little Amigo. I've prepared myself to fight the evil I now know is out there. Well, good. I'm glad he learned. Even though he tried to fucking kill me, if I remember correctly. Hi, Alphinaud. How'd it go? Oh. How fared you, Kat? What hidden gems did the streets of Ul'dah offer up to your unrelenting gaze? A single Alamigan youth? Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge nonetheless, and the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Kat. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana has also graced my trial company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over, the documents signed, and the finances secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You are concerned by the Syndicate's involvement, as was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. Really? And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn the company's trust, one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for a united Eorzea. Alright. Let's go! Oh. Did I get yeeted to there? The answer was yes. I did. Real is best boy, not problematic recruit. No, Real is fine. No, that's why I said 2 out of 4. The Alamigan dude who wanted to fight us. And the, Nanamo! And then the other boy. Oh, shit, I didn't know it. Okay.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alphinaud's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, Should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
Thank you, Ravan.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dah law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
Nanamo out here making me fucking cry? It's fine. Don't worry about it. That is not a journey I soon wish to repeat. But I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our efforts is at hand. I must see to the preparation of the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Kat. I am certain the antecedent will be relieved to see you free of other duties. For other duties. I did. Heretical harassment. Minfilia appears eager to welcome you back to Revenant's Toll. Greetings, Kat. Alphinaud tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tataru is cooperating with Alphinaud to see that all is in readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for a time being. Quite a number of the new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll of late, and I wonder if Slaffborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there's aught he requires? Sure. Alright, Slaff, what's up? Oh. I forgot I was on the screen! Nobody saw when you accidentally lotta chat. My bad? Nobody saw that. I don't know what you're talking about. What can I do for you, Kat? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions. Nobody wants a surprise, Lotta. Ha! I barely noticed your recruits arrive. 'Twas barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. While I appreciate your offer to aid, 'tis more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedents, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Slaffborn! The shipment! We couldn't! Godswoman, what befell? We were bringing the shipment to Revenant's Toll. Provisions embarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands, and I believe there may have been heretics. There were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. There's not to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest, and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate? House Fortemps. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see that they are appraised of this development. Kat, were you not on good terms with the Knights of House Fortemps? I will be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but... Are you going to share my load, sir? But I need someone who can help bring this incident to satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. Thank you for your understanding. I am certain Lord Horshafont will be glad of your assistance. Horshafont! I don't remember his voice, but yellow. Alright. Well, well, if it isn't my fine friend, KatFTWynn Wissive. Would you care for a plate of roast coracle? Some mulled wine? No? Ah, I see you have not come into my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was, in fact, on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. It is not! When the cold sets in, Lord Horshafont awaits confirmation of the reason for your visit Camp Dragonhead.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest.
Ooh, we get to hear his voice chat.
Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurth's soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortemps does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts.
It's House Fortemps? I guess that makes sense, but goddammit.
'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Hallone's blessings be upon you. Though I take no pride in the admission,
Many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
And a warm body, chat. Right, so, I'm doing something important. Not flirting with Horshaman. Okay, anyway. Kat, welcome, welcome. You'll be pleased to know that the repairs to Stone Vigil oh, thank God. I thought I was seeing some weird white orbs on my eye, but it was just a reflection out of the corner of my eye of Baron in my frames. Ah! You'll be pleased to know that the repairs to Stone Vigil proceed apace. We shall rebuild sure and strong, that the Dravanians might batter themselves senseless against our shield in the west. I would venture, however, that matters of masonry are not what brought you to Whitebrim. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the Fury! But you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, then, 'tis a sad truth that the Wild's hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Perhaps you would care to question one of their recent victims? As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a trader was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow, and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his facilities, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid in your task. Okay. I'll tell you what happened. Why, yes, of course, I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly blackhearts. I was traveling my usual route to Whitebrim Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground, and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals. They were taking everything. 'Twas then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they were hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off to pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived at all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. I don't blame him. Hello? Hello? Okay, well, this heretic's like so far away. Ah! Fuck you. Fire my dick. Logging back in. Okay. I don't know when it's gonna happen. Yeah, you drew your weapon, foul. Or draw your weapon, foul. Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You are come to seeking heretics. Then we share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have had them cornered in this ravine, and yet they are gone. Vanished like icy wraiths. Oh, okay. Oh, bye. Chat might recognize who this is. Based off our voting. Tis unfortunate they did not win. Hey girl, hey! You glimpsed a woman atop of the cliff? Could it be Iceheart herself come to sneer at our folly? And to where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall, some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. 'Twould be best were we to return to Whitebrim Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drillmont. Kat, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found near Snowcloak were some of my finest, that they should have be bested so handily. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask you that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. 'Twould be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Haurchefant of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies on his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. Oh.
Your return is most timely.
Oh, thank God he talks.
Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody.
Okay, why are we weirdly panning up and down me and Haurchefant's bodies? What is happening?
But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart? Indeed, and this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
All right. I love listening to him. Thank you for voice acting. Hi, Slav. Kat, 'tis good to see you return to the Toll. How fared you in the frozen wastes of Korthis? As Fortin is to send us a second shipment, I must send thanks to Lord Haurchefant and his continued generosity. Yet even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract even greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphinaud's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. Okay. None of them are better than what I have. So, you take that. Brave new companions. Slathborn has news on the progress of the inaugural ceremony. While you were away in Korthis, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed. Although Tataru does not yet seem somewhat flustered, I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you head into the Rising Stones and see if your frantic receptionist could do with a hand? Okay! Tataru, what's going on, honey? Tataru, are you okay, ma'am?
These parchments need to be sorted, and these documents... Why are they even here? Oh, I'm sorely tempted to file all the lot with my waste paper basket. Ah, Kat, you startled me. You wish to lend me a hand? Splendid. Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Toll, and I haven't the time to track them all down. The recruits now know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones.
You'll want to report directly back to Alphinaud if you don't wish to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. Please give it to me. A well-funded organization is a well-dressed organization, I suppose. I would love matching uniforms. Can we have magical girl outfits?
Those who believe this company will see no riches are short-sighted fools. The giving of oneself 'tis an investment in the future. Thus did I sign my name to the cause.
Here's a uniform.
These uniforms were a splendid idea. Once our organization has made a name for itself, there shall be wealth aplenty in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses.
I thought it best to mimic my fellows here, but I admit that I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. Okay. Oh, our new uniforms. I'm reminded of my induction into the Wood Whalers. That's not reassuring, bro. Please. Isildur has at last retired from the adventurer's life, though I shall miss his wisdom and irrepressible spirit. I am excited to forge my own path forwards. Ah, yes, the uniform. Thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organization is somewhat intimidating. You'll be fine, maybe. I don't know. I can't guarantee that. I don't remember. I can't commit to that. Hi, Real. Hello there, lad. Looking for me, was ye? I'd suggest giving a whistle, but I'm not sure as I'd hear it almost all the bustle. What did you just say to me? I think I read that right. Oh-ho, proper uniforms and all. This thing'll cut off the blood to me head. Not to worry, though. I'm sure it'll be fine after making a few adjustments. He's gonna pirate it. He's gonna make it into pirate aesthetic. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Will Red. Yeah. Little amigo could learn much from Revenant's Toll, that this town can be so alive in the midst of such desolation. I've never worn aught quite so voluminous. Voluminous? Is that the word? What does voluminous mean? I was thinking like volume, like size. Well, I'm sure it'll grow accustomed to the extra cloth in time. I think that is what he means.
KatFTWynn Wissive, gods, I did not expect to meet you strolling about town. The tales of your primal battles were what inspired me to come to Revenant's Toll. 'Tis an honor to receive this uniform from your hands. I shall wear it with pride. Aww.
The scarlet garb marks me as a proud member of the Maelstrom and a hardy defender of Limsa Lominsa. Yet in truth, I stand for the betterment of the realm, and thought this new company a fine opportunity to contribute on a grander scale. Here you go. Oh ho! Now that's a striking shade of blue. Put alongside my Maelstrom uniform, my wardrobe will certainly not lack for color. You're welcome. Ilberd! What's up? Who are you? I don't believe we've met. I'm Ilberd, and I will have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Much did I lose to the calamity, and I look forward to aiding recruits, or others in rebuilding their lives. That was same words. The uniforms are a shrewd decision. There is no easier method of creating a common bond among what is essentially a band of strangers. I can't tell if you just complimented or insulted us. Yes, Kat. Tataru mentioned you were handing out the new uniforms. I assume you've now met with the rest of the recruits? There's only 8. Some few answered the call to arms I put forth through the established grand companies and such. We are not yet an army, but there is much a small corps of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I'd thought of a name for the grand company? 'Tis my hope that it shall soon be known across the breadth of Eorzea. The moment of truth draws near, Cat. I almost said chat. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement. Oh, okay. Is it voice acted?
Comrades.
Yes.
Your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one. Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in KatFTWynn, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
A rousing speech, Alphinaud. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Please, antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were. We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready.
My body is ready! Let's go. I'm in Philia. Oh, another cutscene.
I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions. Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension. Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Eorzea. My thanks. I shall contact you anon. When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death. Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well?
Was it not their intention?
I wonder. Have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans?
No.
Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidelind's silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Do we not update her on the coils of Bahamut? I have many questions. Is that a hat? Bet it won't show up. This is a top hat. This is cool. You can't see it on my bun though. It's very upsetting. I'm just gonna take the money. Thanks, Moonflaya. Old hats. Oh shit. Oh, lions. Lions would be more accurate than cats. That makes sense. The Rothgar. Oh, I was really hoping he would be the voice of there. Okay. Very good. See that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let us hope that the shipment is spared the fate of the last. The winds are uncommonly fierce this day. was weirdly foreboding. Oh shit, bye. It's the Pope. Oh. It's probably fine. Ah! Jump scare. Another jump scare. Are they not... Wait, they're there but not visible? Excuse? Excuse... How? Oh, wait, that's a dumb question. Sorry. Eorzea defended. Let's go. I forgot that one time when Menphilia could see a little bit, but Tataru couldn't. So that I guess they can pick and choose who sees them. Strange.